Welcome back to the Game Closet for part 2 of the Pac-Man Museum, and are you ready to delve into the classic and the new once again? If you haven't watched part 1, then run away and go watch it after this episode. Let's get ready to run the mazes and gobble up the pellets while avoiding the stinky piles. Seriously? You didn't learn a thing after last week? You did that last week. You didn't learn a thing, did you? You want some Pepto-Bismol? You feel okay, buddy? Yeah. Welcome back to the Pac-Man Museum, where all are welcome to play the games, even though you may suck at them. Our next offering is Pac in Time. Well, the game is a cutesy platformer, and it sure looks like a cute enough game. However, cute only gets you so far when you have no substance. Also, the fast-paced music seems out of place, and it makes me want to stab myself in the ears repeatedly with a crossbow bolt. There are no on-screen explanations of how objects operate, so you have to read the manual. And that isn't something I'm going to do because I'm a guy, damn it, and that's not what we do. I appreciate the attempts to take Pac-Man from his maze and throw him into different game types, but if it's executed like a sumo wrestling match between two lepers, then why bother, because it'll just fall apart the second it gets started. Some things are easy enough to figure out, but the others are just clunky and barely work. Here I've fallen into a hole with no way to get out. So Pac-Man is going to starve down here, and I'm going to start screaming. Until I realize I have some rope thing that works about as well as being a fighter pilot with cataracts.
You may get into the cockpit, but rest assured, you aren't going anywhere, Maverick.
So Pac-Man wanders around like some smiling jackass, and he's thinking, why aren't you getting me out of this freaking hole? As he dangles from the rope that I hope he hangs himself with. You see, that rope just doesn't attach easily, and I'm left swinging around like a coked up stripper that's 2 months late on her rent. At least her cat has escaped from the hole and found a new family to live with. So meanwhile, Pac-Man thinks he's freaking Tom Holland, and he's swinging around hoping for Tobey Maguire to swing by so they can swap Spidey stories. And I'm thinking about stalking the game developer to shove ground glass into a cantaloupe for him to eat. If the developers were smart, I'd be out of this freaking tomb already. Michael Keaton must be the master of this grappling hook gun. So I finally make it out of the Pac dungeon, but I have no idea what the hell I'm supposed to be doing, really, and I just don't care because the game isn't intuitive enough or instructive enough. So I figure Pac suicide is the way to end this game, so I impale myself on the nearest sharpened stick. My feelings about this game are illustrated here.
Yeah, you too!
So, back into the museum we go, and let's play Pac Attack. This is a Tetris-inspired action puzzle game where you stack blocks and go strategically until Pac-Man drops down to gobble up the blue ghosts. Blocks then fall and complete layers. Once a layer is complete, it disappears. Simple enough, and addictively fun. Like Tetris, the game speeds up, and you either eliminate the blocks or go on to the next level, or the screen fills up and you fail. Like I said, it's fairly simple. The music can get a bit tedious, but you can remedy that one way or another. I still have a crossbow bolt around here somewhere. Do I? It's someplace. If you like Tetris or Dr. Mario, this Pac variant to the formula is a welcome addition to the museum, and it doesn't make me want to drink Pine Sol like Pac in Time does. Simple and fun, the way a Pac-Man game should be. The look, mazes, and action in Pac-Man Championship Edition are similar to Pac-Man Battle Royale, which is a variant to the original. In this game, the map is divided into two halves, and you have to gobble up the dots before you lose all of your lives or before the timer hits 0. The timer may be set at 5 minutes or 10 minutes depending upon the game you choose. This one-player game is challenging, fast-paced, and more fun than picking out a puppy at a dog pound. As you progress, so does the speed. If you die, the game will slow down a bit to be accommodating to people that suck at Pac-Man, like me.
You suck!
Yes, I do lose, but it doesn't stop me from playing. Kind of like Amber Heard's legal tape. The music and graphics remind me of going dancing in a really cool nightclub called Pack the Night Away, where there is a 2-drink minimum and you shouldn't go home with anyone if you have to give your keys to the bartender. This is the evolution of Pac-Man at the highest level, and if you haven't played it yet, it's time to jump in with both feet because this one is a great addition to the museum. Pac and Roll was originally created for the Nintendo DS and its touchscreen interface, but I find the controller to be very responsive while playing the game. It's a 3D rolling platform game and it's quite fun. However, sometimes the controls may give you a little trouble when you're trying to maneuver Pac-Man onto platforms which require a precise jump to reach. Of course, this is coming from an admittedly crappy Pac-Man player, but that doesn't stop me from trying over and over and over again. Passing through the gates to the next level requires you eat a certain amount of Pac pellets, and you have to avoid the ghosts like you always do. So in Pac-Man's world, there are Pac people and ghosts. Miss Pac-Man goes to buy new shoes, bam, there's a ghost. Junior Pac-Man goes to school, bam, there's 12 ghosts in the classroom with him. That's a lot of dead people floating around, and I bet I know why this Pac-Land is haunted.
You son of a bitch, you moved the cemetery, but you left the bodies, didn't you? You son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones! You only moved the headstones!
Pac and Roll is a unique Pac-Man entry, and it's fun. But personally, it's something I'll only play occasionally because the ability to jump onto platforms is frustrating and the charm wears off quickly. Many might dig into it a little deeper, just don't dig too deep because you might find a coffin at the end of your Pac shovel. Pac Motos is a game in stages where you knock the bad guys off the level into the sweet by and by. There are power-ups to assist you along the way, and there are boss battles at the end of each world. Vanquish the bosses to progress to the next world. There are 7 levels per world, and there are 5 worlds to conquer. It's like playing marbles with Pac-Man characters. It's a fun little diversion, and considering the really great entries in the Pac-Man Museum, this is a mere side dish to the bigger meat and potatoes. I'm not dismissing this game completely because there is something to bite into here. When you're going to the circus, the sideshows are fun to see, but they aren't the main attraction, and that's what I feel Pac Motos is. A fun sideshow attraction, and that's about it. In 2005, there was a new Pac-Man arrangement, and I feel it's far superior to the 1996 entry. This time around, the mazes and enemies are more thought out and creative. The Pac dots still oscillate, but because they're larger on screen, they're not annoying. And it doesn't make me want to shoot the TV a la Elvis Presley style. Even a Pac schmuck like me can play this one, and it's really, really fun. There are some levels that present portals to get to other parts of the mazes. The developer's creativity knows no bounds, and this game has high replayability because they hit the ball right out of the park. The colors and graphics borrow from the whole of the Pac-Man brand, and there is a sense of familiarity throughout. The sounds and music are on point, and you'll find no crossbow bolts anywhere near my ears. This Pac-Man arrangement is easily one of my top 3 favorites in the collection. Pac-Man Museum is available for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Windows, and it's a great value at $20 for everything except Switch because you'll have to pay the extra $10 for the Nintendo tax. Though they could have put many, many more Pac-Man games in this collection, this should be in every Pac-Man lover's collection as you'll get a lot of mileage from it while avoiding the Pac poo in the museum. I bet you'll look again before you eat Pac poo, won't you? I don't know what we're gonna do with this kid. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel for more video games, snide commentary, and laughter. Do me a solid and hit that like button too. YouTube will show this video to more people the more likes we get, and Game Closet will become bigger than Mr. Beast. Yeah, right. If laughter is the best medicine, then Dr. Scott has your prescription right here. See you soon.